Today, we're gonna take an old favorite, a basic shrimp and grits that we done in our last episode, and we're gonna elevate it. Actually, we're using polenta instead of grits today. So you're gonna take your prongs, go straight down the back. Oh, it's frying up, guys.
And today we're gonna go into another drink that you guys can make together, a peach sangria.
Hi, I'm Chef CJ, and this is Master the Meal, where we're giving you tips on how you guys can work together as a couple to create a masterpiece. Today we're doing a pan-fried quail and our signature truffle mac and cheese. We're using fresh quail, flour, cornstarch, microgreens, hot sauce, eggs, leftover mac and cheese, fresh crab meat, real butter, not margarine, Parmesan cheese, house blend seasoning, and truffle oil. Let's get started. So we're gonna start battering our quail. We already have quail pre-washed. You can get quail at H-E-B or, my favorite store, Central Market. It actually can come individually, or you can get packs of 4. Quail is a type of chicken, like a mini bird per se. Growing up, I didn't really like quail. I thought that was the most disgusting thing ever. Thinking of you eating a little bird that's been flying around, but it's become a delicacy. It's an elevated version of your basic chicken. So we have our flour already mixed with our cornstarch. So we're gonna go straight into our bowl. You're gonna use your house seasoning. Don't be scared to throw it in there. Let's give that a little whisk. With something this small, you can go ahead and use like a fork, or you can use a main whisk if you like. In the meantime, we're gonna do a wet mixture, which is our eggs. I'm using actually 3 eggs today. Throw a little house seasoning in there. You wanna make sure the chicken is really, really seasoned. A lot of times when we're doing fried food, we always wanna make sure it's seasoned really well. The eggs, and also throw your hot sauce right into the egg mixture. Give it a little whisk. Take your house seasoning again. Let's season the actual chicken, the actual meat itself. The actual quail, my apologies. This same process actually can be done with actual chicken as well. But again, we're giving you an elevated version. So you're gonna go straight into your dry. Make sure we get it all covered and coated, even on the inside the cavity. Then into our wet. I'm gonna do it one more time with the second one. Go into the dry. Cavity. Then we're gonna alternate. So what's in our wet mixture, we're gonna take it out, throw it back into our dry. Make sure it's all covered everywhere. Give a good crisp on it. And then also that cornstarch that we actually put in the flour mixture is actually gonna make that chicken crisp up even more. got it good and coated. We're gonna sit this to the side. Try to clean up a little because you know we don't like a dirty kitchen. Clean this is next to God. And then we're gonna start with our mat. Now it's our frying process. Typically when you're frying chicken and things of that nature, you're using vegetable oil. Some people enjoy using peanut oil. Some people enjoy using granola oil. Today I want that southern flavor elevated at the same time. So we're gonna use actual butter. Again, not margarine, butter. What we have right here is 2 sticks of butter. We're gonna drop it straight into our pan. We're gonna let that melt down. We can't fry anything with the whole stick of butter. So you can kind of stir it around just so it can get melted. So y'all already know if we're using butter and we don't use hot sauce in our chicken and real flour, it's about to be a rich meal. Let that all melt down good together. Just stirring it around is helping the melting process. Again, like if you've been keeping up with the show, you know we love a cast iron skillet. Cast irons are excellent at frying. Once that butter has melted all the way down, it pretty much should be hot enough for you to fry. But we're also gonna do our fry test. You remember what the fry test is, right? You're gonna take a little bit of your flour off of your chicken and just drop it in. And if it sizzles up, it's ready. No sizzle, not ready. While we're waiting on our butter to get ready, we're gonna take our mac and cheese. So yesterday, the day before yesterday, you went somewhere, you and your boo, y'all just had a traditional mac and cheese. So you're gonna take that mac and cheese, use it. I know we all have leftovers in our kitchen, and we're gonna add truffle oil to it. Truffle oil can be found at any of your Central Markets, H-E-B's, Whole Foods. Give you a little drizzle in it. Put another little, that house seasoning directly in there. Some of your Parmesan cheese. So it can give you that cheesy feeling. Just gonna mix that on up. Let that sit to the side for a bit. Go back to our chicken. Still let it get hot, just a little longer. We're back. So as you can see, our butter is going. So we're going straight with our meat. The main process is just making sure that it's not burning. Keep our fire on a medium temp. Also, be mindful when you're doing a cast iron. The cast iron actually transfers heat throughout the whole skillet, so make sure you have a handle or something to hold the handle so you won't burn yourself in the process. Wish I could smell that butter aroma. When you flip it over, you see how I got the crisp on it? It kind of reminds you of a country fried steak. So So while that's frying up, and remember, keep it on medium. While that's frying up, we're gonna go back to our mac. So just scavenging through our refrigerator, we found pimento cheese. Pimento cheese is a cheese dip that's more of a southern style thing, but very flavorful. Has jalapenos, Kobe cheese, mozzarella cheese, all mixed together with a little fresh dill. We're gonna throw that in our mac as well. Stir that on up in there as well. Keep in mind you'll have two of you all in the kitchen cooking, but you don't want to burn up that chicken, so keep an eye on your chicken, your quail. And the cooking time for your quail varies on your heating elements, what you're cooking with. But typically, quail is like a fish in a sense because it's so small, it's such a small bird. So it probably will take at least about let's say about a good 10 minutes, the cooking process. Also, all you high-tech cooks out there, you self-made chefs, I'm pretty sure you have thermometers, cooking thermometers. You can always check your temp with those as well. So when you're cooking it and you're looking at your temperature, you always want to look for that 165 temp so you can know that the meat is actually cooked. Chicken is something that you can't play with. Unlike beef, you know, some people always do medium rare, things like that with beef. Chicken and turkey and fish, mostly your poultry, you have to have it well done. Also, another good sign that you're knowing that the chicken is actually cooking, if you can pay attention to the actual legs of the quail, and I'll keep saying chicken, but it is a form of chicken. Look at the actual legs of the quail, how the meat is pulled back a little bit. That's another sign that the quail is actually done. So in your cooking process, you're gonna have a drain station, or like we know it as, a paper towel on a plate, ready and handy. We're gonna pull that out and let it drain. Now we're gonna finish up with our mac. So now after we've mixed all our mac and cheese and all that good stuff in together, and we've taken out our quail, I actually sat it in the oven. For those people that don't have those thermometers, the quickest way to make sure that ensure that it is done, just sit it in your oven, preheated on 375 for a good 5 more minutes, and you know that the inside will be actually done. So we're going back to that mac. We're gonna throw a little truffle oil. If you've been following us, you know I love truffle oil. Truffle oil and rosemary are my best friends in the kitchen. Drizzle that pan with that oil. Let the oil get hot a little bit. While that oil is trying to heat up, we still stirring our mac. We didn't add it again. We didn't add that pimento cheese in there, which was Kobe Jack, regular cheese, a little jalapeno, cheddar cheese. Then we added our Parmesan cheese. It's actually the night before this actual mac had Gouda in it. We put our own truffle oil actually in this mac. We added a little of our house seasoning. We can go with a little more. Seasoning never kills anybody. Actually take your skillet now, that the skillet is hot. Throw a little crab in there. That fresh crab meat. I am a stickler of being fresh. Everything fresh, 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 fresh. If you got the money to do it, let's do it fresh. That fresh crab meat is in our skillet. Let that cook down a little bit. And you don't have to just limit yourself to crab meat. You can do shrimp, you can do crawfish tails, lobster mac and cheese is another fave of ours. let's throw in our mac. Again, even you can hear that mac and cheese sound as you're adding it to the skillet. As you're mixing in that crab meat, you see all that good cheese all melted together. Now that we're set on that, let's get the plate. So you always know I'm always talking about presentation. What is the canvas looking like? So we're gonna start with our mac first. I have a half a cup measuring cup. We're gonna use our measuring cup as our mold for today. One more scoop because y'all a couple, so it's two of y'all, right? And again, it doesn't have to be just like mine. It's your creation. It's what you make it to be. Now, let's grab our quails out of the oven. You know, I always gotta do a little microgreen, just a little bit. You know, sometimes my chef friends like, can you pick something else besides microgreens? You still want to actually see what you're eating. And since we're playing up with mac and cheese, let's go ahead and use some of the rest of that Parmesan and put it right on top of the mac. Now we've mastered our pan-fried quail and our elevated truffle mac and cheese. Why don't you let us know how you mastered the meal like we did today? I'm Chef CJ. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment below.
Grand Rising, kings and queens. We're here on vacation and we about to drink. We drunk last night. We had a nice little date night. Now you and your babe about to get up, enjoy a little breakfast on a patio, and you don't want a mimosa, you don't want a sangria. You want something that's gonna kind of keep you lifted on a vacation, but go well with your breakfast. So today we'll be making a tequila sunrise, hence the Grand Rising. Pretty simple. All you need is some tequila from the shots you was taking last night, some grenadine, and some orange juice. Orange slice or cherries to garnish, anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and start this off. Get us some ice cubes. And you wanna use a big glass, so go ahead and fill your glass with ice cubes. All right, that should be enough. And still taking shots, but just a morning version. So we have some tequila here. We're gonna do 2 shots in there. So you can use that same shot glass. You and your wife or husband or spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, boo, babe, whatever y'all calling each other. Situation, whatever. Whatever y'all took shots with last night, use that shot glass. Okay, those are 2 shots. Then we're going to put some orange juice in there. Pretty much fill it. squeezed orange juice. I didn't squeeze it, somebody at the store did, but it still works the same. Then we're gonna add just a little, like a splash and a half of grenadine. And watch how it goes straight to the bottom. Give it that whole sunrise effect. You can garnish that with an orange right there. Look at that, so dope. Got your tequila sunrise right there.